map. In the top left we do have Cure, in the bottom right it is Byun. Sending out an SCV already. Is he gonna eBay block? Ah ha 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 ha, it's a TVT, so this has to be a proxy. He's actually sending another SCV with this. So this looks to be two Rags Reaper? I mean, he is the Reaper goat. And there's the double barracks. There's only one barracks for Cure here. We see a lot of in-base 2 racks for Terran. But the meta seems to have shifted. Seems to have shifted a little bit into a more standard play. Oh my god. Oh, he sees this. Oh, this is not good for Byun. Cure's still not gonna make an additional barracks. He already finished this one. He's gonna go into that factory now. And he wants to go into the cyclone. He's even skipping the marine, sorry, the Reaper. And just making a marine. So you get that faster factory and the cyclone out as fast as possible. He needs to start the factory though, there we go. Now he's gonna be able to find some damage here. We do see SCVs getting in position. It's only marines though. So he will lack the mobility to keep up with Byun's Reaper here. Uh-oh. One Reaper coming in here, providing that high ground vision. The other one jumping in from the other point. He will lose the first Reaper. Oh my god. That's some really... Oh, damn. This guy has 2 kills. Ah. As the dust settles. 2 Marines for 3 Reapers? Is this how this is supposed to work? No. And that... The Reaper got himself being pushed in that corner. That was a stellar defense by Q. That looked like so bad for Byun. It looked like something he's not supposed to do. Like, this should never work. Why do you make Reapers when you can make Marines, right? That's how it looked. Even though we know Reapers are quite more formidable in the early game than Marines without any upgrades. That just did not work out correctly. So the Hellion does not fit here, but I think SCVs can fit. And this is just going from terrible to worse even. He will catch finally a unit, but he might even get caught here. Oh, okay, he has the third Reaper come in, so catching these Hellions is quite nice. And this one does even get away. So he's gonna try to go in, and he's gonna try to delay that command setter one more time. That's his whole goal. So if he can get 3 shots, I guess you need a few more than 3. Oh, do you? Yeah, 4 shots. But he does get the 4 shots. The Reapers are trying to find some damage across the map, but they run into the Cyclone, so he loses a Reaper. Doesn't really do much to the Cyclone as well. We do see Mac failed accelerator here for Byun, which is interesting because he does not have a second factory. And he still has the 2 barracks, which both are coming home. The Reapers did all die at this point. We do see the second SCV being also delayed here. Or killed off, so another delay on that command center. Interference matrix being researched here for Cure. That means he's gonna have a very good solution basically to cancel out any log-ons is necessary, or to maybe cancel a Liberator from sieging up or running away, sieging down and running away. And of course, eventually he wants to use that against tanks, but we see there's no tanks yet for Byun, and Byun is just going into these 3 Cyclones with Macfield. Seems like his idea is that he needs something in the early mid-game to deal with a potential counter push. And something that can really snowball a fight quite easily on its own. Which is not going to be tanks, because tanks don't have that flexibility. They can kind of snowball a fight also on their own, but not... they can't move around while doing that, right? So you need that flexibility, the mobility from these units. That's the thought process, I'd guess. But of course, it is a very glass cannon-y approach. These units are not really powerful, at least not defensively. They don't have a lot of stamina, and if they're in the wrong place, well, then they can't really try to use their kiting potential. And Q decides to push through the bottom area. He already saw the Cyclones and he saw the Macfield, so he knows what Byun's idea is, and I think that's the big issue with this concept. Byun did keep these units, he kept on that upgrade, and it's just not doing anything for him right now because he has no information, he has no scout. He needs to see that army move out and jump on it as fast as he can. He's just waiting in the middle, he's playing this a little bit too safe, and this approach is just not gonna work. Because look at that, the army is already across the map. There's 1 tank that's gonna get disabled. It will unsiege. There's gonna be another tank on the high ground. We do have 1 more disabled, maybe 2 as of yet. And an auto turret ready. There's gonna be 3 Cyclones come back, but they just run into the siege tanks and they die so fast to siege tanks. We will lose 1 tank here for Q, but oh my god, is he gonna kill that orbital? Oh, he just might. Oh, the Raven is gonna get killed by the Viking. That's quite nice here for Q. That sorry, for Byun, that didn't have a lot of energy. Now it's gone. But this command center, it's not going into the main, it's gonna frickin' fall onto the ground, and GG is gonna be called. Q to take the first map here in this best of 5. Whoa. That was really good by Q. Byun had that Liberator, tried to harass a little bit. I think he killed like 4 workers during that time. It didn't matter. The 4 workers, I can give you even 4 T workers if you want, because I'll snowball the game on the other side, is what Q said. And damn, he did that. So there's no way for Byun to kind of get away. I like the ideas. I didn't hate the ideas, let's say that. I didn't like the execution of the ideas that he was flirting with. You need to have that intel. You need to have the current vision, the constant vision on top of your opponent's army. And I know it's really difficult because he has sieged tanks, right? So you can't really move in that far. But you need to kind of monitor where the army is moving out and when it's moving out. And that's when you need to start to strike. Because that's the whole plan. To delay until you have enough units at home and kind of cut down the force. It's basically like you're playing Protoss in TVT, right? You have stalkers and they kind of need to get across the map and your stalkers are shooting them down. In this case, it's the lock-on Cyclones, right? The Macfield Cyclones. But of course, that we saw that just didn't work, and we know why it didn't work. And I feel like Byun also knows the same, so no hard feelings here. Should be a very straightforward moment going into the second game. But as I say that, I kind of think back to the Reaper phase of the game, and honestly, that was so bad for Byun. Oh my god. Like, Q really had his number. Oh, brother. I know it gets scouted and all, and very early on top of that as well. But that was insanely well played by Q. Only losing 2 Marines for 3 Reapers is like not even... Try to replicate it. Right? No way. Now in this game, number 2, Q spawns in the bottom right, and Byun again is unsatisfied with his spawning location. So much so that he's willing to send out in very early SCV and make a barracks at a position he really thinks is gonna benefit him. Now it's gonna be a second SCV coming in again. We do have a gas. This should be the 2-Rex Reaper variant again. Now Cure, can he sniff this out this time? This is further away than the last game, but it's also not gonna be scouted, so the surprise moment is gonna be there, and it's gonna be not Reapers, but it's gonna be at least one tech lab for Marauders. I mean, the other unit he would need this for, if it's not getting Marauders, would be Ghosts, but he doesn't have a Ghost Academy, so yeah, there you go. He's gonna make a depot, okay, around the 3rd base. Funny location. I think he started this and cancelled this and then he started it again. Not sure. But there we go, double Marauder. The Reaper does miss this, right? He didn't see any of this. Oh, this is really close. Like, this is where he scouted, and that's where it is. So it's this kind of space in between. It's like a couple tanks. If he is a couple tanks closer, then he gets that into. So a really good proxy location, I guess, for Byun. But now the Reaper's across, and it's starting to deal damage to the SCVs. If microed heavily, he can just kill all of them. It's like a timer. But as I said, if microed heavily. Now Cure is gonna lose the SCV on the low round. The also shows Marauders are here. Cure is gonna fall back with the Reaper on the front. He's just gonna pull it out so it just doesn't die when he needs to kind of look at the defense. SCVs are being pulled with this. He's gonna make a bunker on the high ground. SCVs are trying to walk up again. Not really sure if I like this wall here at all. Oh, there's even gonna be a scan here from Byun. Can he break this? So far the answer looks like it's gonna be that case, and stuff is really snowballing here for Byun. The Reaper is being chased by the SCVs. Does he get surrounded? No, he gets out for now. A Widowmine is getting freaking wrecked there. The Reaper does get a couple of kills on these Marauders, and the Marauders are thinning out in numbers. But they already killed so many SCVs. It's so much damage, so much pain here. For Cure. This looks really good for Byun, finally getting a victory on the board. If the first proxy doesn't work, just go for the second one. Ah, he even catches the Marine. So he goes for both units, he catches the Reaper. There's a bunker but nothing to put inside. There's 9 SCVs. GG is gonna be called. Byun, let's take the second game. One cannot simply walk into Mordor and destroy the ring and the flames. You would need an army. 2 armies. Or something like that. So yeah. I guess Byun did just walk into Mordor. And he did just throw the ring into the fire. And Cure with it. There you go, Cure. You are sacrificed. But we're in the best of 5, it's a 1-1 situation, so potentially 3 more maps to go. You only need to win 2. Can we make this happen here for Cure? Next map is gonna be Missing You Today. Oh, I miss you so much today. Oh, me too, just a little bit though. Missing You Today. Place supply depots in narrow areas to block enemy access to your base. Lure them when you want. For the tips to disappear. Okay, so in this game we do have Cure as the blue Terran in the top left position. And in the bottom right it is Byun as the red Terran player. Now is Byun gonna proxy again? He did do it twice. Turn on that production tab to see the depots and the SCVs that are actually being produced right now. So guys, if you haven't yet, make sure to follow the YouTube, hit that like button, put some comments in, and just get the algorithm going there. Let's make it overflow. Let's get into the tens and thousands of automatic algorithm pushouts and increase the people that would like to watch some StarCraft. We are not looking for people who are looking StarCraft, we're looking to increase. We're gonna bring in newcomers. That's the goal. We wanna have new people watch more StarCraft to keep this game alive forever and its professional state. Now this time Byun finally gonna make his barracks at home. And Kyo is doing the same here, so this time again with a scout, which he did skip last game and it did kind of cost him the game, right? So I like the addition of this getting back in again, and he will identify, hey man, you are actually playing a normal TV. So the base is gonna be placed down on the high ground. This SCV is still chasing that one. Kinda wanna poke up, I feel like, but I guess he's just gonna run away. Like a scared little kitten. Seems like we're going into that 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion opening here for Kyo. And for Byun, it could still go there, but you have to wait how he wants to do this. He's definitely gonna do this with a command center before that happens. So I don't think he will go into that unit composition. He only sticks with that 1 Reaper. Should go into the marine production and then a fast tank with that as well. And there it is. It gets a cyclone though. I think he missed the shots twice, so now he's gonna pay with the Reaper life for that. Of course, the Reaper might have fallen anyways. Oh my god, he's gonna pay with 2 Reaper lives. And he might also pay with a Hellion life. That's a lot of lives that had to be paid today. So far so good. After things are settling down right now, what is Byun created for himself? He did create a little bit of a faster command center. He's not really up in workers, but he has the command center. He has the more solid position on top of his ramp. And he has a few more marines, which will scale a little bit better into the later game here. As you can see, I guess this is a really even game. Kyo had to throw in a little bit of damage here onto Byun, but in the end, that was just enough to kind of tip this into a very even playing field. Now Medevac going across the map here. Cyclone Hellion also coming in. Can he open the can? I don't think you can break this. There's the Raven as well, Cyclone the tank. Should not be possible. Let's get the Hellion. Well, that's about it. So he's gonna go back now, I think. Eats a shot on that Hellion. interference matrix here, common online for Byun, and Q is actually going to the second starport. So Q, he already has his interference matrix, of course, can go into the massive Viking production. He will push this with unupgraded marines. He doesn't have the tech lab, but he doesn't have stim, he doesn't have combat shields. He does have nothing coming for the marines. It's literally just for show. He's gonna push across the map and he's gonna try to overwhelm Byun in the air and on the ground at the same time with just too many tanks and too many Vikings. That's the idea here behind this second starport for Cure. On the other side, Byun went into a third command center, so he should not be able to hold that one, and if you are unlucky, you even might lose the natural and the game to this push. It's a very, very powerful push for the Terran player in the matchup TVT, which is funny to say, but yes, you kind of only see this in TVT. It's just so good. You have the air control, you have the tank control, that means you have the ground, and unless you lose too many units, you can basically always get the better engage. And as we see here, better engage so far, looking very good for Cure. Sieging forward a little bit, he gets so much damage done to the units from Byun here. And the air superiority, it's just working wonders right now. Byun cannot finish this command center. He has no way to finish this right now, so he is forced to cancel. He could even land these Vikings now and kind of burst it down. And there it is. So for 300 minerals and not being able to use the 300, I guess, for quite a while, he bought a lot of time. But SQ, I'd be happy. Like, he's throwing down the third command and he's going into Liberators now, he's going into Stim. I'd be happy SQ. Just like, take what we get and then... That's it? Oh, is he gonna snipe Stim? Oh my god, he's gonna snipe Stim. Oh, are these Blink Stalkers? Are these Blink Stalkers? Yes, they are. At times they're Immortals, at times they're Blink Stalkers. This game, they were Blink Stalkers. Sniping the attack lab, sniping the Stim. He was behind on Stim. This was kind of the last moment to even get an attempted snipe, and he just pulled it off. What an impeccable timing there here for Cure. And now Byun's chances to push this away, they are very slim. Even with Stim, of course, he doesn't really have the Bioforce to even Stim. So it would be very difficult, but you can argue that there would be the potential to set up a couple Marines that would run in very fast. Even just like jump on this and get to shoot a little bit faster is a lot of difference in these small skirmishes. Byun immediately resetting the base in the bottom left position, and that's unknown here, unknown to Cure. He doesn't know what's going on. Oh my god, the double lip. Fingering the units away from Byun, they're just like pushing them out of the chessboard. The Marines are coming in here. Can he kill? He's kind of distributing the damage a little bit wrongly. He did not move the Marines through the fields. The Liberator did not get killed off. One Marine is still there, but man, like the Lips, they're killing so much. So many Marines. Oh, bro. And these Marines rallying over there, it just was a bad rally as well. But the Vikings now, they could get the upgrades even. This is looking so grim. He will get... he doesn't commit. He doesn't commit. And Cure's upgrades as well. They are so far behind. So if he gets another reset on that, like he did with Stim, that's basically so far ahead. It's insane. And these Marines splitting here against the tank fire. They still will not be able to get any more Vikings. They're inching in here a little by little as Cure. Byun, last ditch effort. Can he break this position? He has the third base on location, but he's so far down in SCVs. He's so far down in units. The only thing he has working for him is the +1. But that's gonna be something that's gonna change very soon as well. Because Cure is gonna be there in a moment, and there's nothing following this up for Byun. He's just hanging on a thread, literally. You know, sometimes when you go like and have these very fine threads, you try to from, I don't know, man. Sometimes you have these threads that are from a freaking t-shirt or something, and if you pull it, it just falls apart. That's the thing that is holding Byun together right now. And he just pulled it. I guess Kyo did just pull it. Thus, Byun does fall apart. Here we go. Game number 4 in this best of 5 in the top left. Top left. Show yourself. There we go, in the top left position on Mothership. It is Liquid's Cure. In the bottom center position, we do have Rebellions. Shopify Rebellions. Byun. Team Liquid against Team Shopify. Team Shopify, the villains. Team Liquid, the purists. Not really though, but we do have a few people that went from Liquid to Shopify. Harstem, TLO. So there's that. Oh, I got a message. 2 barracks inside the base. Byun is really... He loves this, it seems like. Kyo is going for a very early scout, but he will unfortunately find the wrong location where Byun is not spawning. He even checks for the command center, just in case. Oh, it's 3 barracks. Was this 3 barracks Reaper? Are we back like in early 2016? This is from 10 years ago. It might just be. Is there a pathway for the 3rd barracks Reaper? I don't think you can actually go there. I mean, you probably need to move this one or this one. I don't think you can pass through. Okay, so far the Reapers do meet, and Kyo is staying on the offensive. Byun doesn't know, he doesn't need to risk it yet. He can just wait for the 2nd Reaper, and if he sees 2 Reapers again, well then he can kind of choose to evacuate or not. He will run into double Reaper again, so let's see how he plays this. Just gonna walk back, and I think I like this decision. Now let's see this guy. Can he jump down? Yes. So he pops on the correct location, I guess, and he is able to jump down there on the spot. Reaper Hellion. Now this is considered to be the counter, which, as funny as it sounds, against 3 Rex Reaper, you're gonna be good with the triple Reaper double Hellion opening. But only for a while. Like, if you stop on producing these units, you might just get out snowballed. And oh man, he does kill the Hellion, but he loses 2 Reapers for that. Let's get another Reaper. Byun is starting to snowball on the low ground here. Kyo will lose the SCV, so there's gonna be a delay on the command center. How long is that gonna take? Because the command center for Byun, it just started. And if he can keep this up for another, I want to say 40 seconds, well, he's gonna be golden. Because then his one's gonna be finished. If he can get it cancelled, that would be amazing. Which I honestly don't expect, but he's actually not making any units right now, so yes, he will get the cancel. We see more and more Reaper coming in, and they will cancel a command center. He was actually trying to burst it down and kind of have Kyo mess up the cancellation. He's going in. Like, Kyo moved away from the ramp. He was supply blocked because he was kind of waiting for the supply of the command center, of course. His depots weren't fast enough. He's just gonna snowball here right now. Right at this moment. Oh man, another Reaper comes in, but there's Big Daddy Cyclone who will help to push this away, but that's an amazing start here. An amazing start for Byun, who has his own base up and running. We see it's halfway done on the side of Cure right now. There's the tech advantage for Cure. He's going into the Cloak Banshee. He's going into the tank. Why did he scan his base? Was that a mistake? Did he want to... I think he wanted to drop a mule and then he scanned. So that's even worse. There's nothing to see there. It's not like there's an invisible unit. Because there isn't even a starport, which would be the first invisible unit with a potential Banshee. There's no Ghost Academy or something like that. So that was a frickin' bad mistake. He wanted to drop a mule and he dropped a frickin' scan. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. It's like injury to insult. Can you come back from this? It's not really a forced error, but it is something that was probably because he was flustered a little bit. Now Banshee coming in here, only damaging SCVs though, already getting picked off even from the Cyclone. I can't believe it, the Banshee. Just fall apart, Cyclone getting repaired by the SCVs that he saved. All three of them, and the fourth one. It's like, hey man, you saved my family, thank you so much. Wow, what a waste. I can't believe it, that thing. Oh, I think he cancelled Cloak though, right? No, he has Cloak. Oh my god, did Cloak wasn't finished, I guess, so couldn't Cloak. Wow. This is a disastrous start for Kyo, and it's like Byun is like Byun is riding. He has like very cool new shoes right now. You know, he's riding the hottest bicycle. It's red. It's hot. It's nice. It's new. It's fresh. It's freshly made. And Kyo, he has like sandals from 10 years ago, which have seen better days, and they're already starting to kind of waste away because he's worn them so long, and because they got wet by the rain so many times, and they're starting to rot under his feet, and he has to ride a bicycle that's already trying to fall apart because of the screws being so rusty. Now this is the difference between these two right now. Byun even coming in with the Reapers, he's gonna snipe that kind of small force that was guarding the entry for the Reaper path. This is looking so good for Byun. And he's gonna do a follow-up push. Can he break Kyo here? He has the potential, but there is still the double tank. There's a third tank on the high ground, so Kyo, the only thing he has going for him is the tank count, I guess. Which he is in the lead, actually. And he has 3 Banshees, so he stacked up 3 Banshees. He's going in with Cloak. He could actually hit this army, but I guess with a stim and scan, that would be terrible. But this is not enough units. Oh, he even went for speed? I did miss that, but we have 3 Banshees now with speed and Cloak, starting to turn around the game, but one does fall already. Byun is coming back though, so this will delay the push for quite a while. 10 SCVs to fall. Byun is not in the lead anymore. At least not economic lead. Of course, he has the 3rd base, so he will be able to reproduce that quite nice and early here. And he is dropping in. He drops a couple of tanks as well. Not sure if I like that actually, because he doesn't really kill the tanks. He kills a few SCVs, but you don't want to commit with 2 tanks to only kill 7 SCVs. Just doesn't feel right. And yeah, he will lose the last tank as well. Hellions. Oh, we are going Mac. Oh, this is Mac. Macarino, make it happen, Mac it happen. He saw the Hellions. That's a little bit of a tell. Even if you don't see the production facilities and don't know for sure. Let's have a quick check. No, he doesn't know what's going on. This is Mac. Of course, he saw the speed Banshees. That's a little bit of an indicator, but you don't really see them getting sacrificed like that. So I'm not sure if Byun has sniffed this out yet, if this is Mac. And there have been some indications. I think seeing the Hellions is really the biggest of tells. But yeah, he sees the Hellbats now. He sees no additional Marines. I'm pretty sure he knows. Oh, we're playing Mac against... We're playing Mac against Bio now. Okay. Bio tank and Max. Max Maclak. Actually coming in here. He's gonna hit that tank a couple times. Gonna be very annoying. Don't want to lose that one yet though. And pushing forward steadily, but not really. Oh, now we see the engage. These Marines don't have the combat shields yet, so that means they're actually gonna die a lot faster to these tank shots. But then we have the Marine flank. It came in a little bit late, but this should be enough for Byun to clean house. So in the end, this fight is going very well here for our Red Terran. And that was a very strong force. That was basically everything that Cure had accumulated to that point that he just sent across the map. He has 2 tanks at home, that's his army. It's literally his army. 4 Hellions, a Viking, and 2 tanks. And he's behind 10 SCVs. Now he can play this still because he went for mech and he can play a more efficient style. Technically, he has the more efficient set of units. So he does not need the economic lead, right? That's the thing in this kind of matchup where you have mech against the bioplayer, but not really sure if I like this here for Cure. Oops, sorry. Hellions do get snagged out. Now this is a nice drop. It's gonna deny a factory for a while. It's gonna kill a drop supply depot. These are all things that Cure is having a hard time affording. Marines, oh, drop them into the mineral line, you fool. But we see the army coming from the south as well, so this was only drawing some fire. The Marines are still here. The tanks, they don't die. Can't believe it. Finally they will fall, but that's where the efficiency really shines. The last medevac is gonna survive here. The Vikings does get shut down. And my god, is Cure gonna hold this? Technically, yes. A technicality. But he will stay alive. Medevac still boosting around here with that 2 very low Marines. He's gonna drop on top of the mules. Can he get the mules killed off by the tank? Oh, this would have been the moment. He gets 1 hit in. There's the Viking. I mean, it is on a timer and it doesn't drop out the Marine. The Marine shouts inside the medevac. But a dying scream does make no sound, as they say. Now armor, +3 coming in here for Byun. Did mess up the timing again. He really needs to rebind his armor and damage keys the other way around, honestly. Finally hitting that damage upgrade as well. Dropping only a few Marines here in the natural base and the rest into the main base. I like this splitting up here, pulling apart Cure a little bit. Killing a lot of SCVs. We do have a few, like a Hellion or something. 1 Hellion only, maybe? No, it's actually 3, so there's a lot of damage going down on Byun as well. As Byun was grossly out of position. Oh man, that guy burned down next to him. He's like, man, you burn my friend, I burn your home. What did he shoot? Did he shoot his own guy? +3 though for mech coming in. Now this is something that Cure has been tending constantly to. He has been going on to these upgrades. Is the tank gonna win though? The Hellbats might just kill all the SCVs before they can repair the tank. Oh! Okay, so he loses all the SCVs, but the tank does stay alive. That was a funny interaction. Getting concussive shell for Marauders right now. Byun is supply locked. Needs to get another supply depot. He's making 3, just in case, even 5 right now. That's 400 unnecessary minerals. Even he has the command center on the way. Okay, so I guess he might have even dropped the supply depot on top of that, but he's making way too many right now. There's a Liberator now, trying to clear that position, harass a little bit here. It doesn't really work. We see a big drop here coming into the natural. But he will not be able to kill the army again. These upgrades are just too good here for the mech units. It seems like they just scale so well with these upgrades. But the units in the main, it's going to be a tough time to pick them off. The Vikings aren't going to kill all the medivacs, which is going to be nice here. And Byun hasn't been really producing that many more medivacs. We are looking at a formidable tank Viking force here for our player Cure, who did not really choose to reproduce any SCVs. So he's just making Viking and tank, and he has 3-2 coming in here very soon for the tanks. The Vikings with double armor also take a lot of shots to be killed by the Marines. But the Marauders might just be a little bit too much here. It's actually going even into +3 armor here. And that's a Byun scan. Looking for the expansion number 4 here from Q. And then he checks the mineral count. Because this has been muled heavily and it's about to run dry. It might even dry out faster than the natural base. Because he's been muling that base of so much. That's kind of funny. These patches are lower than the natural. Oh, this is gonna be a very big drop. But there's the Vikings already waiting. Oh, could this be a trap? He will lose one medivac full of units. A lot of them do die and shout in pain as the medevac does fall from the sky. Now Byun is just gonna walk into 5 tanks. I don't think that's a way where you want to go. Or a place where you want to go. We'll cancel the 4th. It's 16 minutes into the game, we're still talking about the 4th bases for both players. Byun is starting to kind of get the expansions out. He's starting to make additional command centers. He has the 5th. He needs to be saturated. He's pushing in as well. He gets the units into the main base. That's always a little bit difficult for the mech player because he has all of the units allocated to the front defense. Doesn't really have anything inside the main to defend, and he doesn't really have mobile units, so now he unsieges a bunch. He goes back. He needs to re-siege these. He needs to be careful because he cannot block his ramp. He doesn't really want to lose any tanks. But he will lose a couple, at least one. This is still a pretty decent cleanup, but this is getting more and more Marauder heavy. Look at that, 25 Marauders and 30 Marines here. I wonder where the Marines even are. I don't see them. I only see everywhere I look is Marauder, Marauder, Marauder time. I guess most of them are in these medevacs. And that's 10 less Marines. Now Kyo is really starting to solidify his position. He's getting turrets now to kind of counteract these drops. Just make Byun pay for them. It's like, what did President Trump say in his first election? We're gonna make a wall and we're gonna make the Mexicans pay for that. That's exactly what Kyo is trying to do. He's gonna make a wall of turrets and he's gonna make Byun pay for that. But I don't think that Byun's pockets are impressed by this approach here from Kyo. They're just too deep, just has too much money, he has too much money available, and he just doesn't care. He's gonna come in now with the Marauders. He's gonna start to snipe these tanks here, but only a few. The efficiency, it's starting to swing into Kyo's favor. Actually, he's not that efficient yet. He lost a lot. He lost very, very much. And he's struggling to get close to max here, only sitting at 120 supply-ish. Losing sensor turrets is painful. Losing a floating barracks is painful. Not being able to land the command center is painful. I guess it does land. These tanks, always in 2s, are very strong positionally. And with that +3 and this 85 damage against armored, I mean, Marauders are armored. 85, that's 2 shots. That's an easy double shot. And if you are If you're crazy and you double stim your Marauder, well, that's a one shot. There you go. I think he still does survive, right? Because he technically has 4 armor, so... He will survive with 4 HP, but if there's 2 shots close to each other, then they will kill the other guy with Splash, I guess. Oh, one Viking does survive. And another one. So we see that beyond the transition into the air superiority, now he can freely drop on top of the tanks, kill them one by one, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Drop in on top of the tanks. If he can kill that tank count, that's all he needs to do, and GG's gonna be called, I can't believe it, but Cure is gonna be defeated by Byun after 20 minutes, and it actually looked bad from him one. So kudos to Cure to make this into a very entertaining game. And staying alive for so long, but he is up against the ropes. Oh my god. Okay, let's set up the next game here. Got a message from the wife. I need to respond during the lunch break. And then I'm gonna have my lunch break very soon as well. Probably after the next game. Not gonna do a big break though. Ha ha ha, I'm just gonna have some lunch. Oh boy. There's a lot of text, so... and I can't read all of it, since it's in Japanese. Okay, we can already jump into the next game though, so you can already look at things here and not me holding my cell phone. There we go, let's have the window show. Here it is, in the bottom right it is Byun, and top left it is Cure. Now who's gonna take this one, honestly? This is really up in the air. I feel like Byun, if he gets the upper leg in the early game, is gonna look very strong and just gonna not let that slip. If Cure does, it comes down to the early game, right, really. Who kind of wins that early game, who gets the leg up there, and then that's gonna kind of snowball into a win or lose from that. Alright. So, both players going into a Reaper build here. The one player is gonna go into a factory, and the other one is gonna go into a command center. So slightly more economic here for Byun, but he does lack the aggressive potential this time. So he needs to be the defender for a little bit. And he immediately goes into a Marine. So he's not gonna go into a Reaper Hellion setup. We have seen that Cure did kind of like that style to himself whenever he was defensive. He's still doing that right now. Oh man! Oh, that's great. Oh shite, this guy is done. Oh, he trapped him so cool. Oh, that was so cool. So, what happened here is, he was waiting for this, and he waits until the Reaper comes up. In the jump animation, he starts to shoot, and then he jumps down, so he gets the first shot, and he gets into the position of the retreating path. So if Q jumps down, he loses again. He gets like 2 times again shot by the Reaper while just up down, and then he can just move shot him down. You're gonna lose that anyway. So Q decides, alright, let's go into the main and see if we can get away the other way. But there's the Marine waiting. That was so well executed by Byun. Is that the lead that he needs to snowball the game? Decide for yourself? I don't think it is. But so far he's kind of keeping his thing together, and as kind of, I don't know, sloppy as he looked in the first game, as sharp he does look in this last game here right now. So I'm very much impressed. And Byun is not really pushing across him. I don't think he actually scouted. Yeah, he never really saw what's across. And oh boy, is Cure doing it again? Is he going again for a max style? He is getting into Banshee speed, which he also did in the other game where he played mech, and then actually kind of got him a real good shot at the game, because he killed so many SCVs with that. He killed like, I don't know, 16 or something, a full mineral line basically, and then really bought him the time that he needed to kind of get a lag back into the game. Of course he wasn't in the lead afterwards, but he was in a playable position because of that. Now this time he's gonna have that with the third command center very fast, yeah, even faster than, not faster, but almost at the same time as Byun's. Okay. Gotta get the swap, gotta get the stim, because we are looking at Byun. And I can count this on one hand, the opportunities I've seen Byun go mech in this year and the last year. So it's not many. It's more than once, but and I think I've even seen it in TVP. So he does it, but this is like, it's rarer than Maru going for proxies. It's rarer than Cyril going for a no-lane. It's so rare. That's really a little bit of a super weapon that he has created for himself. Like, if you look at Byun as your opponent, if you are Cure for a moment here, and you look at Byun as your opponent, there's no way that he's going mech. This chance is so slim. The issue though, it is there. So he will do it like, I don't know, 3 times a year or so maybe, play mech in any matchup, which is super funny, and he's really good at it, and it always comes as a surprise, because he's actually quite good at masking that. In a TVT it's difficult to mask, of course, because of the mechanic of the scan and how that works, and so much potential with harassment for speed banshees, for example, or the early medevac engages and stuff like that, the Reapers. There's a lot of scouting tools that the Terran have to their arsenal. The Raven harassment, for example, right? There's a lot of things that could happen that would reveal the mech. And even if you deny all the unit scouting, if you really want to know, you just throw down a scan anyways, right? So there's no way to definitely deny scouting in TVT. He will get these boxed in. That's actually quite nice. He's gonna throw down 2 more auto turrets. Oh, he doesn't get the last double. Double armory though. He sees everything. So Kyo is going for mech again. He lost 14 SCVs, so a nice lead here for Byun again. Kyo was really working heavily on being even or even ahead in the economy here against Byun. He needs to saturate these guys again, because he'll need that gas very soon for the tank production. And to keep these upgrades going. He still is not working on these though, by the way. So that's a big mistake actually. It's a really, really big delay at this point. They should have been done twice already. He could have replaced them next to this. They would be done about now. Let's see when he notices finally he's gonna go on that again and work on these half-done armories. And that's the big issue. He is not able to spend that money on the upgrades. It's gonna be, I mean, look at that. 1-1 completing, concussive shells completing here. Byun is up in the upgrades. Wow, there's so many tanks though. We do have 10 tanks already out here for Cure. I mean, Byun also has 6, so that's nice and all. And if he gets to get engaged, well, it's gonna work in his favor. He still needs to wait for the combat shields, which is finishing up right now, to even have a possible chance to engage with the Marines, because I think if they don't have the combat shields, they'll die in one shot to the splash, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how big the splash is exactly for the tanks, but it's quite huge, the damage. And Byun already taken 4th base here on location. He says, alright man, you play mech, I play map control. Let's see what flavor of map control game we'll get this time here from these two. The last game was quite nice. Cure was actually holding on very beautifully there, and vigilant, or not really vigilant, but he was holding on just barely. And Byun kept on pushing him, but Cure wouldn't let go. So he was in the game for way longer than you would have expected. A lot of people would have probably left way earlier, but he's one of those guys who just, if he sees a chance, he's gonna get that fantasy GG timing. And honestly, there were ample opportunities for him to kind of win even the game, so I really didn't hate it at all. Oh, a few Vikings. But no losses here, so fast evacuation here from Byun. But Cure needs to control this ledge, because he wants to mine from this location, so he kind of needs to be there with the Liberators. He needs to clear these tanks. He will get the position. Oh, he is actually going to get a tank potentially here. Ah, they shoot the wrong one, unfortunately. Oh, that Cyclone. Oh, he could get a Liberator. So big bioforce here, a big ball of bio with 1 red medivac to heal them all. He's going into the north location here. And Q will see that with a random SCV just pushing out here. Poof. Now that's a big tell. Byun was setting up for a flank. This is his main force actually. And he's gonna push in. This is a Thor heavy composition. And Thors are kind of funny against Marauders, because the Marauder does counter the Thor, but the Thor is also countered by the Marauder. It's a weird thing. It's like if you have Immortals playing against Immortals. I guess not really, but it's a weird way how those things work against each other. And the higher numbers, there's like a mediocre number of Thors where the higher number of Marauders will win. But if it goes to low numbers or super high numbers, the Thors will always win. It's super funny, but there's this one window where the Marauders will win. It's a very interesting interaction between these two units specifically. And sometimes, as funny as it sounds, it comes a little bit down to if the Terran does surround Thor or not, or the Thors. So not just because they spread, because they turn, and they're not the fastest unit to turn and shoot. So if you actually get that done correctly, and have them shoot in a lot of different directions, just because of that you might be able to win a fight, which you shouldn't. Now Q going into Drilling Claws, that's interesting. That's going to be very helpful against these Viking flowers, if you can get below them. The Buyer trying to push in here, he's trying to break this. I don't think he has nearly enough. The tank's sieging up right now, doing so much damage on the retreating force here. But he will still deny the space for now, but man, Q already has this one secured, so he's already sitting on 4 bases. And that's enough. And he will secure this one. He is getting there. Byun not really, kind of wasting his opportunity right now. He could push in and try to take out these tanks one by one, which is not right now. And now the Thors do come back here to shoot at the Vikings. Shoot them away. A Liberator running into a couple of missile turrets. Well, that's not where you want to go, Mr. Lib. Byun with the range on the way for the Liberators. And of course sitting at, what? 4, 5, 6 bases himself here. And finally pushing in with the Lips himself. Now he has the range already completed. There's the Vikings in front, but you need a couple more so you can actually try to shoot down the Thors as well. But if your Hellions running by, that's a lot of economic damage. Blue Flame making it very easy to kill a lot of SCVs in very short time. A few Marauders do come back to try and combat these, but they will not be able to chase them. He does delay these command centers, which is quite nice. But Byun has so many already, like look at this, he has so many command centers. There's only 5 right now, like 5 literally on the screen. He still has the main one, a few idle SVs, this one. Now Byun is mining a lot. Have a quick look here, he's out-mining a lot as well. He's mining a lot, out-mining a lot, but... he kills a Cyclone. He also could have just ran it into the opponent. I'm wondering if you're gonna see battle cruisers in this game. I don't think we will, but I wonder if we do. Kyo is not really making that many unnecessary orbits, I would say, but he's not making that many extra bases right now. Because he's trying to be focused on his efficiency, and Byun does have the abundance of locations to mine from. The issue though is Byun is not mining from locations that are easy to or are obtainable by Cure really. So he doesn't really push his map advantage that much. Didn't see that tank for a moment. Need to scan. We could have just walked in with Vikings, but that would have been too easy. So we're looking at Viking wars right now. 12 against 20. So Byun definitely ahead in that count. 9 Marines, 20 Marauders, 3 tanks only. So really just the 3 anchoring him in the middle here. Oh, that's a turret. There's the 3rd tank. He's just starting to rely on Liberators more and more as his siege unit of choice. The funny thing is, like, you could just play this with Banshees, but the Liberators, they do have more range, so they are a siege unit. Technically, they also siege up. So it's easier to push in with the Liberators than it would be with the Banshees, but they are unflexible if they are sieged up, so they have a really bad time retreating. The Thors are going to change the math though, and we do have a few Widow Mines as well here, waiting for the opportunity to get a big cluster F shot. Q is not really mining from this too much, but he has another base located here in the top right, and Byun hasn't really taken these here in the left position. These left positions, so... Not sure if I like this for Byun. I liked it earlier, but now the longer I see this go on, the better I feel it's gonna be for Cure. But he still has to basically work through, I don't know, 10-minute grind or something here. Grind all of this down. Byun did make turrets to assist in this positional warfare here. Oh, he needs a shot. Byun is starting to remake a few of these tanks that he lost earlier, so he's back to 8 tanks, and we're only sitting at 10 tanks here for Cure, but Cure still has these 9 freaking big ass Thors. Let's have a look at how many he lost so far. Yes, you're right, it's only 1. See, so he has been insanely efficient with these Thors, and we do see that reflected in the efficiency overall. Oh, what? He just walks, right? Oh man. Yup. Man, can't believe it. Like these moments, of course, always see. The Cure is still, he's just defending on his own lawn. And this is the first moment we see him really try to push the issue here. Try to take center control. This has been going to Byun for a long time in this game, and he's going into 3 additional starports. He's going to more and more Liberator production. And he wants to snowball the air. If he cannot win the ground, he has to win the air. And he needs to bleed out some units for that. So he's gonna run into the top right, he's gonna use all of his army, and he wants to, if he needs to lose units, he wants it to be bio units. So he just straightforward pushes into a location that's under-defended, he breaks it, he kills the command centers. There's another one already landing. But he breaks a base, which is really nice for him. Now we should see a more tighter defense line here for Cure. Or he just goes and kills him. But I don't think he can do it. There's so many tanks for Byun. He still has 7. It's basically the same tank count. He still has 3 lips as well. And all of those Thors, they're starting to disappear. I'm gonna walk into the mine. Yes, he does. Still, I feel like he wants to trade out a few of these units. Oh boy, that anti-armor missing. I feel like this place might be a good position to attack with bio units, no? Looks very light on defenses. But I guess Cure is keeping his army on this right center path, so it's gonna be difficult to get there. Now Byun is starting to push into the center of the resource bases here. I guess this is already a mined out location mostly, so it's more like he's going close to the production. But he's so overstimmed, he's very low on units. He's starting to lose a lot of punch. Now Byun is breaking this. He is forcing that camp to open. This army is overstimmed though. They don't have any medivac support to heal them up. These two tanks might just be enough to kill all of these marauders. And at the same time, Q is also pushing in, but he lacks the units right now. He has the bank though. He's starting to lose more and more units though. You want to drop these hellbats on top of the army from the Terran player. BC number 1. But Byun has no money. Like, he needs to get on these geysers. He has no gas. He has 3 king minerals. And he has only 2 in gas over here. He's gonna mine out these geysers very fast as well. These are empty. These are empty. These are empty. Oh, he's out of gas. It's only 1 and 1. These are quite healthy, but there's also one missing. So yeah, he has a big gas issue. And thus he's only making 1 battlecruiser. Even though it should have been 3 at a time, it's 1 at a time. On the other side we see a bunch of ravens. Of course it's also even more gas intensive now, apparently. Well, that's some nice position on those tanks here. Finally the BC is gonna arrive. Oh. Man, he has so many starports, it's insane. There it is. 7 starports? 8 starports. The thing that's kind of doing the most for Byun still is his Bioforce, and honestly, as much as I like the BC, well, it has 2-3 upgrades, so it should be fine. So we saw that happen. The BC is over here. They teleport in. He's fighting a turret heroically. You will win the fight, barely. The scan over here on the top right. DC say no SCVs, so he's gonna be very happy. This BC is gonna fall. No way home. And Q at the scan over here is saying, you also have no SCVs, do you? But as a matter of fact, Byun has a bunch, so I think Byun is looking better and better here in this game. The trades have been swinging a little bit now towards Byun's favor. And remember, he mined way more. Has been mining way more. He will eventually run out of steam, but that moment is not yet. And if he can break Q before that happens, that's a very fair plan. He's gonna shoot down this command center potentially. Yep, completely getting that position. Now Halbert's trying to push down the ramp with tank support from above. Man, Byun has such a big tank line as well. Q is having so much trouble re-establishing his economy. 25 SCVs. He has a big army, don't get me wrong. But his income is so meager right now. And in the end, we know that all you need sometimes is just, if you cannot beat an army, maybe you need a second army to beat it. And you can create the situation, especially against a Mac player, that's gonna be a guaranteed moment to come in the game. And that's kind of what Byun is trying to do here right now. He's trying to find an engagement that's not terrible and then remax and do the same again. But honestly, he doesn't have the money really. He wasted money on a battlecruiser, he wasted money on 8 starports, that's a bit too much now. How is he, what is he making, right? He's not making 8 Vikings, okay, he's making 8 Vikings at a time, I spoke too soon. I guess I'm lucky for him that he got the 8 starports. So. He will lose these tanks. All the turrets coming down. The turrets were not in time. Vikings trying to walk back here. The Ravens do not really provide though a safety net for this army movement. And there's just so few tanks left here for Q, only 2, even Byun has more tanks at this point. Mostly it's Hellbats waddling in, trying to close the distance, but they're mostly just tanking damage. And Byun, I mean, let's have a look at the SCVs killed. It's mostly harassment, 23 against 117. And those have been during the pushes. But Byun can run out of steam. That moment is not yet though. As a matter of fact, it's quite far away still. "16 SCVs. It's not enough to saturate one base. But that's the last mining location here for Kyo. Kyo's income is in the dumpsters. In the meantime, Byun is riding a new high with almost 4,000 more minerals per minute mined. Running into the main base, having a distraction on the right side. Running into the main, killing the production. Sometimes that's how you win a TVT. Now, Q is still trying to hang on here in this game. But man, I mean, he's dropping mules into tank fire. He doesn't have a liberator, so he needs to drop auto turrets on these. But there's the rest of the Bioforce coming back. Not many Vikings here for Byun. He doesn't really have the money to remake those, but he's actually in the Thor lead, which is funny to see. Because, well, there were a lot of Thors for Q earlier, which most of them he lost at this point. There's a Thor even... Oh, hitting with the AoE, man! Oh, that's so painful. 4 kills already there. Second Thor coming in. 6 kills. With 3 shots of AoE wasted, like, put into that flower of air units. That's so much damage. And might just be the nail in the coffin. That double Thor shot might have been just too much here. Byun's still having difficulty to close this game out, but he might just be 1 engagement away from finding his way into a victory here. He has the air superiority almost on his side, 7 against 12 Vikings, but if he can get these Thor shots in again, with the AoE distributing so nicely there, it might just be all he needs. Kyo is not really taking the bait though. But Q is so much out of money. He needs to do something. He's getting sieged at this base again. He doesn't have the top right retaken. I mean, there's a barracks, but that can't mine the implication. So he's setting up to drop the Hellbats on top of the army while he's sieging this base, but Byun can't just repair this one. He has the money back up, he has the unit comp back up, he has the massive units back up. And that's gonna be it. Cure is gonna get crushed here by Byun. What a game though, epic slaughter. You do see in the end, even still, the efficiency does go to Cure. GG is called. What a game, wow. Byun does win after ages of back and forth there. And Cure almost kind of had that in some moments of the game, I feel like.